Hi guys, so I graduated on the weekend with a BA in comparative literature, yay me. I'm very happy with my pictures. Insert picture here, insert close up here. The makeup was just giving and it looked so good in real life but also in flash photography. So I just wanted to create this tutorial for anyone who wanted some guidance if you had a graduation coming up or an important occasion where there's going to be professional flash photography and you want to make sure that your makeup looks good in real life but also in those photos. So stay tuned if you want to see how I created that look. Also bear with me because I am filming with my back camera for the first time. When I think of occasion wear makeup, I think of timeless classic vibes. The last thing that you want to do is look back on photos of your big day and think, oh my gosh, I hate my makeup. What was I thinking? Rather than going for what is trending right now, I wanted to go for something timeless and classic. So there were a couple of things that I did before I actually put my makeup on as part of skin prep to make sure that my makeup laid very well and looked nice and I had a nice smooth canvas, clean canvas to work on. So I made sure that I double cleansed to get all the grease and gunk off my face from the night before. I also made sure that I exfoliated my face very quickly before, and to do that I used the Tatcha rice polish. This is the deep one. I do have combination skin, oily T-zone, normal everywhere else. Now on the day I was actually very stressed and I ended up doing my makeup then taking it all off, then doing it again. So the second time, the time that I actually did my makeup, this is the skin prep that I used. I went in with the Fenty Skin Milky Toner Fat Water. I love this stuff so much. It's such a great essence. This is like my second or third bottle, and as you can see I need another one. And then right on top I went in with my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I absolutely love this stuff. I am not going to be using a primer other than the magic cream that I just applied. And then I went in and color corrected. To color correct, I went in with this Sigma Spectrum color correcting duo in the shade Dark to Deep. This is the Chem K03 brush. This is what the color corrector looks like inside, and that is the shade that I use to color correct. I didn't want to go in with a stark orange or red color corrector and then risk it bleeding through my foundation and showing up. This is a really good color corrector because it's literally just the right shade. It's very similar to my skin tone, but it has a bit of peachiness which helps to color correct. I'm basically concentrating this all around my mouth in a thin layer. Another key thing to remember about doing your makeup for special occasions is do not try anything that you have not used before. It is not a day or a time for trying new things. So I stuck with products that I knew were going to deliver for me. These are essentially some of my favorite products ever. For foundation, I went in with my trusty Nars Natural Radiant Longwear in the shade Macao. Just taking a concealer brush. This is the Made by Mitchell ME5 brush. I'm basically just applying this foundation to my face like so. This is slightly darker than me and I wanted everything to be cohesive and make sense. So to lighten it up just a bit, I went in with my favorite concealer, the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Butterscotch. Now to blend that out, I went in with a new favorite tool. This is the Makeup by Mario dual ended foundation brush. It's the F4 brush. I have the rest of Makeup by Mario's face brushes and they are the absolute best. I'm just taking the larger end of the brush and I'm basically just tapping that in. This concealer is full coverage, so although I haven't added a lot, it is gonna help to lighten up that foundation quite a bit so that it's a good match for me. So I'm basically avoiding my under eye area. Now for contour, bronze tool, whatever you want to call it, you don't want to go in with a color that's too dark so that you look like you have a muddy patch on your face. It's definitely going to be more prominent in pictures as well. So I used the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, this time in the shade Cocoa. I used one of my favorite brushes for cream and liquid products. This is a Beauty Bay brush from Beauty Bay's own brand. It came in a brush set. I'm not too sure if you can buy it individually. It doesn't have a name on it, unfortunately, but if you just look for this print out of the Beauty Bay brushes, you'll find it. I've got my makeup palette here. This is just like a nail art palette that I got from Amazon. If you type it in, it'll come up. So I'm literally just gonna work that into the brush, build up the warmth on the side of the face, like so, very lightly. As you can see, it's not extremely deep, but it's enough to make a difference. So for cream blush, I ended up choosing this Patrick Tar cream blush and powder duo in the shade She's Vibrant. This is what the color looks like. To apply my cream blush, I'm taking this Sephora Collection Pro 47 brush. I'm so glad that we finally have Sephora here in the UK, because this brush is amazing and I can't wait for them to actually drop the rest of the Sephora brushes. I basically just tap my blush on and then build it up to the desired intensity. This blush is so gorgeous. You guys know that I'm a pink blush babe through and through, but no. Also, these are very pigmented. I'm just taking my time to build it up so that it blends really nicely. Yet another Too Faced concealer. This time, this is the shade Warm Sand. This is the placement that I used, but I did go in and blend the edges quickly first. And I did so using this Rose Ink brush. It's a dual-ended concealer brush, and this is the number 4 brush. We're literally blending the edge of the concealer by tapping. That way we still maximize the coverage by keeping the middle unblended. Same thing here. I'm gonna literally leave this to sit for a while. This has excess foundation on it, which means that by going in between my highlighted area and my contoured area, I'm basically melting and marrying all of them together, all of the shades together, so you don't have sharp lines but you have like a smooth gradient. The same thing with my blush brush. I went back over the edges of that concealer so that there's a really nice transition there. No harsh lines. I want everything to be very smooth, very nice, very cohesive. I'm gonna take that Morphe V105 brush, and it's like a very cute, nifty shape. I'm basically tapping that concealer. This is my Made by Mitchell mirror, by the way. Absolutely love these mirrors. I have 2. You're basically tapping that concealer, and you're not moving the concealer, but you're literally moving your brush and where you're tapping, basically. And because we've allowed it to sit for a while, it's built up coverage, and you want to continue doing that and tap underneath the eye. I quickly went in with the other end of the Makeup by Mario F4 brush, and I basically just went over that concealer. Typically I never set my under eyes using a brush, nor do I blend them out using a brush, but this combo may have just converted me. Went in with the Huda Beauty loose powder in the shade Banana Bread. This is the Nabla Precision powder brush. Very gorgeous brush. They used to have it on Beauty Bay. Can't find it on there, but I'm pretty sure they have it on their own website. Tap it in there a few times, like so. The excess, so that you now have enough powder on there. And I like to start off at the bottom. And then with this technique, you can actually continue to add thin layers of powder until you feel like your under eye is set. Now, I did lay some powder down like this just because I am about to do eyeshadow. I'm going to set my foundation in place, and to do so I'm going to use this Chem K01 powder brush. Then I'm going in with this MAC Studio Fix Plus foundation powder in the shade NC47. Set my bronzing contour, whatever it is, I'm gonna go in with this Nars bronzer in the shade Punta Cana, and this is a brush from the Makeup by Ariel X Morphe collection. This is the A58 brush. So just taking that bronzer. I'm not gonna take too much because we literally just wanna essentially set what we've laid down. Is it me, or I really don't like those small compact mirrors because I can't really see. I need to see my whole face. For blush, I'm going to go in again with that same Patrick Tar cream and powder blush duo in the shade She's Vibrant, but I'm going to be taking the powder and I'm going to be going in with this Morphe V108 brush. These brushes are like really good. Literally build up, apply the blush where you applied your cream blush. Blush disappears and it also has a tendency to not show up in flash photography. So now for brows. For a bit now I've been doing sort of laminated brows using like a brow gel to get that laminated effect, or like soap brows. But I didn't want to do it for this picture in case I looked back in hindsight in a couple of years and I'm like, oh, hate that. So I just went for like a more of a natural brow, but I definitely did conceal my brows. To conceal my brows, another Morphe X Ariel brush. This is the A19 brush, and I went in with the rest of the foundation. So literally taking that brush. Now normally I would go in with the A18 brush from the Morphe X Ariel brush collection to conceal my brows, but for some reason I reached for this. So to stay true to how I did my makeup for my graduation, I'm using the same tools as well. I just took this Peaches and Cream PC18 brush and basically just dabbed over that concealer to blend it out. Now using that same brush from before and the excess that was on, I'm literally just going all over my brow just because I want to mattify it and also set that concealer in place. Okay, so now I'm going in with this Patrick Tar Major Brow Defining Pencil in the shade Soft Black. I really love this pencil because it's got such a good shape. It's got like an oval shape as opposed to a circular shape, which means that I can go in and create those brow hair like strokes with this pencil. Quite natural brows. I basically just enhanced my natural shape. So now I'm going to go in with this Patrick Tar Major Brow Lamination Gel. It's just a clear gel. However, you have to move very quickly with this. You basically have a couple seconds, like 10-15 seconds before it really dries down, and your brows, they don't move. So if you're looking for a brow gel with amazing hold, this one and the Makeup by Mario Master Brow Gel, they're the best. Eyeshadow, we're going to go in with that Too Faced Butterscotch. Literally one dot is enough on both lids. Back in with that PC18 brush from Peaches and Cream. And you want to go back in with a bit of that powder and that Nabla brush and basically just set your lids down. I'm going in with this Jordana Ticia Nude Divinity palette. This is the best nude neutrals palette. It's universal, it's amazing, it works on everyone's skin complexion, and if you're an MUA you definitely need this palette because you've got all your nudes in one palette. But we're literally going to go in with this shade here, Crescent, and then we're going to be going in with this shade here, Nova. Another Morphe X Ariel brush. This is the A29 brush, and we're going to tap into Crescent. And then you want to get a fluffy eyeshadow brush. This is the A11 from Morphe X Ariel. Little bit of Crescent and just basically buff around the edges of that eyeshadow. Do you see how easy it is to blend? It's crazy. I'm going to take this Made by Mitchell All Smudge No Budge liner in the shade Black Track and just warm it up a bit on the back of my hand. I'm not too worried about it being particularly neat at this present time. And then you want to smudge it out, and to do that I'm taking this Morphe V200 brush. They do dry down quite quickly. Clues in the name, all smudge, no budge. Made by Mitchell have literally some of the best products, and these liners, if you haven't tried them, are amazing. I'm going to take the shade Nova, that black shade from the same Jordana Ticia palette, on that brush, like so. I take the brush that we used to apply that Crescent shade initially and literally blend out that line using the excess on the brush, like so. yeah. So I did the exact same thing that I did on my top lids to my bottom lash line, minus the Made by Mitchell pencil, so just the brown and black shadow, and just basically smoked out my lash line. And then I also added some mascara to my top and bottom lashes, and I used this Nars Climax Extreme mascara. These are the Jordana Ticia JT2 lashes. They're unfortunately sold out right now. And I'm mad because I need a couple more pairs, because these are literally the only lashes that I'm really wearing right now and have been wearing for a bit. And then on my nose, I quickly went in with this Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in the shade Pinkgasm, literally just at the top and at the bottom. And then I'm actually not going anywhere, so I didn't bother properly setting my face. But I did go in with the Morphe Jumbo Continuous Setting Mist. This is not a setting mist. I do not use it as such, and I don't think you should treat it as such. It's actually a fixing spray. And it's basically going to hydrate your face and fix your makeup essentially and bring everything together. On the day, and if I were going out and if I were going to actually set my face, I'd use an actual setting spray. And this is the One Size Until Dawn mattifying waterproof setting spray. I don't find this to be mattifying. I don't think it really changes the appearance of my makeup. My makeup is very much true to the day of my graduation. I'm going to finish my makeup how I normally do and how I did on that day. I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. What a mouthful. In the shade number 2, medium, and that same Nabla Cosmetics brush. There is, that's it, and it instantly blurs. Now for my lip combo, which I actually did in the car. I'm going to go in with these two Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat liners, and I'm going to use the shade Pillow Talk 3 Intense, and then I'm going to go in with Foxy Brown to sort of blend that in to give you this nice nude ombre. Sticking with Charlotte Tilbury, I'm going in with this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Cover Star. I'm literally quickly going in with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb, the OG one in the shade Hot Chocolate, and I'm going to use that to go over my lip liner. Last but not least, one of my favourite glosses right now, the Sephora Own Collection Plumping Gloss in the shade 2XXL. I'm literally just going to pop this in the centre of our lips, like so. And this is it. This is the final look. This is how it turned out, and this is how I achieved that flashback proof flawless makeup for my graduation. Let me know if you like this format, if you like the back camera look, and if you enjoyed this video.